The car market just hit a breaking point. In April 2026, dealers are drowning in a 98-day supply of inventory, with nearly 3.1 million new vehicles sitting unsold on lots. Because the average monthly payment for an SUV has skyrocketed toward $950, over 80% of these models are now selling well below MSRP. From Kia and Hyundai offering 0% APR to massive overstock at Nissan and Jeep, the leverage has shifted entirely to you. This video breaks down the 12 SUVs dealers are desperate to get rid of right now. Stop overpaying and start using this inventory glut to negotiate the deal of a decade. Number 12. Kia Sorento. The Kia Sorento is sitting on dealer lots across the country right now, and the numbers tell a very revealing story. Dealers are currently offering up to $3,000 to $4,000 off sticker price on top of Kia's own $2,500 customer cash incentive. And some lots are pushing financing deals as aggressive as 0% APR for 48 months, with a 90-day payment deferral just to get shoppers through the door. The base 2026 Sorento LX kicks off at $32,000, but real-world transaction prices are consistently running below sticker. And with all the incentives stacked, buyers are finding deals that would have been unthinkable just a couple of years ago. The reason the Sorento is piling up is a combination of stiff competition and some very specific reliability concerns that are spreading fast among American buyers. Owners and reviewers alike have pointed to transmission failures, particularly around Kia's dual-clutch automatic, as a serious problem that has soured consumer confidence. If you can stomach the reliability uncertainty and want a lot of SUV for the money, the 2026 Sorento is one of the better deals on a lot right now. But the reason it is such a great deal is also the very reason you should think carefully before signing. Number 11. Mitsubishi Eclipse Cross. The Mitsubishi Eclipse Cross is one of the most quietly troubled vehicles on dealer lots in America right now, and the discounting happening at Mitsubishi stores confirms it. Dealers across the country are slashing anywhere from $1,000 to $3,000 off MSRP on the 2026 Eclipse Cross, with some stores advertising financing as low as 2.99% APR for 36 months, a brand effectively paying buyers to take inventory home. The base 2026 Eclipse Cross starts at around $29,000, which on paper sounds competitive, but the reality is that this vehicle is getting crushed by everything around it in the compact SUV segment. The fundamental problem with the Eclipse Cross is that Mitsubishi as a brand has been treading water in the American market for years. Competitors in the same price range offer significantly more versatility, stronger resale values, and far more robust dealer networks across the country. Reliability has also been a quiet concern. While the Eclipse Cross does not carry the drama of outright mechanical failures, its long-term ownership experience is shadowed by relatively poor resale value and a brand that struggles to maintain strong certified pre-owned programs. Dealers are desperate because the math simply does not work in the Eclipse Cross's favor, and incentives are the only lever Mitsubishi has left to pull. Number 10. Hyundai Ioniq 5. The Hyundai Ioniq 5 has one of the most dramatic dealer incentive stories in the entire American automotive market right now, and the scale of the discounting alone signals just how much pressure is building on dealer lots. Hyundai has slashed the official price of the 2026 Ioniq 5 lineup by as much as $9,800. On top of official price cut, individual dealers have been reported offering total discount packages of $10,000, $11,000, and in some verified cases, over $13,000 off sticker. For a vehicle that starts in the mid-30s after the official price drop, these numbers represent some of the most aggressive EV discounting in the industry. The root cause is a combination of softening EV demand in the United States and a growing list of owner-reported technical problems that have rattled buyer confidence. What makes the situation particularly notable is that the broader EV market in the United States has cooled from its earlier enthusiasm, and the Ioniq 5, despite being a genuinely capable and well-designed electric SUV, is caught in that tide shift. For buyers who are EV committed and willing to navigate the technical risks, the 2026 Ioniq 5 at its current discounted price point represents extraordinary value. Number 9. Nissan Leaf. The Nissan Leaf is currently a major headache for dealerships as it struggles to find its place in a 2026 market that has moved toward much longer ranges and faster charging speeds. This electric SUV carries a starting price tag of roughly $28,000, but dealers are practically begging buyers to take them off the lot for significantly less. The specific reason for this desperation is the aging battery cooling technology. Unlike its modern rivals, the Leaf still uses an air-cooled system that leads to faster degradation in hot climates and slower, rapid charging. In terms of dollars, the Leaf is currently one of the most discounted vehicles in the country. Dealers are frequently offering $5,000 or more in direct discounts, often bringing the effective price down into the low $20,000 range before any government rebates. Reliability is actually quite high for the drivetrain itself, but the long-term battery health remains a major question mark for savvy buyers, which further fuels the dealer's panic. Because these cars take up valuable lot space that could be used for the high-demand Rogue or Pathfinder, sales managers are authorized to take massive losses just to clear the books. This inventory glut makes the 2026 Leaf a perfect choice for those who need a cheap local runabout and have the leverage to demand a rock-bottom price from a dealer who is desperate to see the taillights of this car for the last time. Number 8. Jeep Compass. The Jeep Compass carries one of the most well-known American SUV badges in the world, but in 2026 that badge is not doing nearly enough work to keep units moving off dealer lots. Dealers are currently offering $3,500 in cash back on the 2026 Compass according to U.S. news data, and individual stores in competitive markets are going even further with additional dealer contributions to close deals. Some dealers are advertising total savings of up to $9,500 on the 2026 Compass during April sales events, which is a significant chunk off a vehicle that starts at just under $31,000. Jeep dropped the entry-level sport trim for 2026 and loaded additional equipment into the remaining trims, pushing the starting price higher by over $4,000 compared to the outgoing model. Reliability concerns have also followed the Compass for years, with owners reporting transmission and electrical issues that have eroded consumer trust. In a compact SUV segment, where reliability is one of the most heavily weighted buying criteria for American families, the Compass consistently underperforms against segment leaders. Jeep is attempting to recover lost ground. The brand's U.S. sales have been declining sharply, but the Compass, with its pricing misstep and reliability baggage, is not yet the vehicle to lead that recovery. Right now, it is a vehicle dealers need to clear out, and buyers who do their homework can walk in and make a very strong case for a substantial discount. Number 7. Audi Q5. The Audi Q5 is historically the single most important vehicle in Audi's American lineup, accounting for roughly 29% of the brand's total U.S. volume in 2024. That makes the Q5's current struggles all the more alarming, and Audi itself has acknowledged that U.S. sales could get even worse in 2026. Court documents disclosed in a lawsuit revealed that Audi's own internal sales forecasts for the year ahead are deeply pessimistic, and that concern is validated by inventory levels at dealerships across New England and other markets, where 50 to 60% of new inventory, as of early 2026, consisted of unsold 2025 model year units. Buyers are currently paying around 3.5% below price on average for the 2026 Q5, which starts at $52,000, with some dealers offering discounts in the $4,600 range on individual units. The broader issue is that Audi's U.S. presence has been weakening for several years running, with the brand failing to capture the younger buyer demographic that is increasingly driving luxury SUV purchases. For buyers who want the Audi badge and the Quattro all-wheel drive experience, The current dealer climate is unquestionably favorable. Number 6. Jeep Grand Wagoneer. The Jeep Grand Wagoneer's story in 2026 is one of the most dramatic pricing collapses in the American full-size SUV segment in recent memory. Jeep slashed the starting price of the 2026 Grand Wagoneer by nearly $23,000 compared to the 2025 model, bringing it down to a starting point of around $64,000 including shipping, a number that sounds large until you realize the previous generation started at nearly $88,000. That massive price cut is not a sign of generosity. It is a direct response to catastrophic sales declines. The Wagoneer and Grand Wagoneer saw U.S. sales fall more than 50% year-over-year in 2025, with the Grand Wagoneer topping lists of the highest inventory vehicles in the country. The reasons for this freefall are both pricing and reliability driven. Jeep dramatically overpriced the previous generation of the Grand Wagoneer, chasing a level of luxury that its actual build quality and reliability could not consistently support. Kelley Blue Book's consumer reliability rating for the 2026 Grand Wagoneer sits at just 3.2 out of 5, while the value score is only 3.1. A damning assessment for a flagship SUV that is supposed to justify a premium price tag. The Grand Wagoneer has not delivered that consistently, and the mountain of unsold inventory on lots nationwide is the market's very clear response. Number 5. Ford Mustang Mach-E. The Ford Mustang Mach-E has had one of the more turbulent existences of any EV in the American market, and in 2026, that turbulence has translated directly into dealer desperation and aggressive discounting. The 2026 Mach-E starts at $37,000, but dealers in some markets have been offering instant bonus cash of up to $11,768, with Ford's own manufacturer incentives adding another $1,000 cashback offer on select models. The result is that real-world transaction prices are frequently far below what the sticker suggests. The core problem haunting the Mach-E is brutal depreciation and a broader softening of EV demand in the United States. Kelley Blue Book projects roughly $25,000 in depreciation over 5 years for the Mach-E, approximately half its MSRP, and newer reports indicate the vehicle loses over 60% of its value over 5 years. For the right buyer who wants a capable American-made electric SUV and is not worried about resale, the current deals on the Mach-E are genuinely compelling. But the reason those deals exist is a sales environment where EV adoption has stalled, and this vehicle cannot compete at its original price point without heavy financial assistance. Number 4. Buick Envision. The Buick Envision has become a textbook case of a vehicle sitting on dealer lots far longer than any automaker would want. According to data from CarEdge and reported in early 2026, the Buick Envision was averaging a staggering 270 days on dealer lots, with roughly 11,500 units sitting unsold across American dealerships. Edmunds noted that buyers are generally paying around 5% less than the sticker price, translating to approximately $2,200 in average savings off MSRP. Individual dealers are going further, with some advertising discounts of $2,300 to over $3,000, plus additional manufacturer incentives. The 2026 Envision starts at $42,000 for the base preferred trim and climbs to $52,000 for the Avenir, and at those price points the brand simply cannot justify its ask against stronger alternatives. The most damaging reality for the Envision is that it is fundamentally a Chinese market vehicle being sold in the United States, and American buyers have figured that out. Buick occupies an awkward space, too expensive to be a true value play, not prestigious enough to command luxury brand loyalty. The deals are real and they are significant for buyers willing to look past the brand's limitations, but the fundamental reason those deals exist is that American consumers are consistently choosing to spend their money elsewhere when shopping in this price segment. Number 3. Maserati Grecale. The Maserati Grecale finds itself at the center of one of the most alarming brand collapses in the American luxury automotive market. Maserati's global sales fell 58% in just 2 years, with the brand selling only around 7,900 vehicles worldwide in 2025, the lowest figure since 2012. In the United States specifically, the brand is fighting for its own existence, with Stellantis publicly weighing whether to sell or cut the Maserati nameplate entirely. Dealers carrying the 2026 Grecale are dealing with inventory that is very difficult to move, and the discounting reflects the panic. Individual dealerships are advertising $5,000 to over $7,000 off MSRP on 2026 Grecale models, while the Folgore electric variant received a dramatic $40,000 price cut, a number that effectively represents an admission that the original pricing was completely disconnected from what American buyers would pay. What makes the Maserati situation particularly acute is that the brand cannot rely on parent company Stellantis for the kind of financial firepower needed to compete in the ultra-premium SUV segment. Buying an $85,000 SUV from a brand that may not have a U.S. dealer network 5 years from now is a risk that most informed American buyers are unwilling to take, regardless of how deeply the Grecale is discounted. Number 2. Jaguar F-Pace. The Jaguar F-Pace is a vehicle that delivers genuine driving pleasure and head-turning styling, but in 2026, it represents one of the most desperate inventory situations on the American luxury SUV market. Reports of new F-Pace models being advertised $11,000 under MSRP at dealerships have circulated widely, with the Autopion specifically documenting how Jaguar dealers were slashing 5 figures off SUV prices just to generate interest. The 2026 F-Pace starts at around $55,000, but real transaction prices with dealer discounts applied are frequently running in the mid to upper 40s for well-equipped examples. Jaguar's official incentives include aggressive financing rates as low as 2.9% APR across multiple loan terms. The F-Pace's struggles are rooted in Jaguar's broader brand crisis in the United States. Jaguar has some of the weakest sales volumes of any luxury brand in America, and the F-Pace, despite being the brand's best-selling model, cannot generate enough volume to keep dealers financially healthy. The F-Pace deals are undeniably attractive at current discount levels, but the reason those discounts exist is a brand that is hemorrhaging market share and credibility simultaneously. And that context is important for any buyer thinking about what their ownership experience will look like 3 or 4 years from now. Number 1. Volkswagen ID.4. The Volkswagen ID.4 holds the most extraordinary and problematic inventory story of any vehicle on dealer lots in America right now, and the data behind it is almost difficult to believe. As of early 2026, Cars.com reported approximately 815 ID.4 vehicles in U.S. inventory, a level representing 295 days of supply. The 2026 ID.4 starts at around $45,000 for the base standard RWD model, but real-world pricing with incentives and dealer discounts has pushed transaction prices down to figures that make this one of the most heavily discounted EVs in America. The reasons behind this inventory catastrophe are numerous and interconnected. VW's own data shows ID.4 sales in the United States fell 19% in the first half of 2025, including a 65% collapse in the second quarter alone, a freefall that reflects both softening EV demand and specific problems with the ID.4 itself. For buyers who can absorb the uncertainty and want maximum dollar value from a full-featured electric crossover in 2026, the ID.4 deal environment is genuinely without equal. But the depth of those deals is a direct function of how severely the market has rejected the vehicle at its original price point. And with this, we have reached the end of this video. Make sure to like it and subscribe the channel for future upcoming videos.